What's going on, Wayward Guns fans? It is another spooky Tuesday evening, April 4th, 2023. And second week back into a regular pattern, which is great because we've been tied up too long. But, anyways, we're back. Kate and I are back at it. And after the whole hiatus of her moving, me being overworked, and having a death in the family, and all that jazz, we're back and keeping the string rolling. We covered episodes 9 and 10 back before in the midpoint of the hiatus. We came back last week to backtrack to episode 7 because we had guests for episode 9 and 10, and 7 and 8 weren't that important. But I digress. Hey, how we doing? And of course, I bring you up mid-yawn.
Yeah, I know you did.
I have great timing as always, don't I?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm always tired.
And after cute grunge Kate last week, please welcome biker bitch Kate to the screen.
I guess that works.
How have you been this past week? That good, huh?
All right. Got some shitty news that we got to do on Saturday.
Uh-oh.
We're putting our oldest dog down, Benny.
Oh, no. That's the white one.
No, she was put down too in a so, oh my God, like a humane society and whatnot, because she had bladder cancer. So she was put down a while ago. But now Benny's time.
I'm so sorry.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a tough Saturday, but I gotta work the bar too, so that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be like, yeah, sure thing.
What can I get you?
What can I get you?
Be channeling our inner Eeyore. The only thing we won't be saying is nobody notices me.
People are they're gonna be like, what's wrong with you? I want my dog down.
Yeah, I'll what's your signature drink for the night? Yeah, just make it a Miller Lite.
The signature drink is called Dead Dog.
You know, you're making me feel bad about my choice of in other media link for this week. I'm glad I've already discussed it with you before finding this out, because we had talked about my in other media link before we went live, and I didn't find out about the soon to be dearly departed canine until we were already live. So now I'm kind of putting my foot in mouth for suggesting that source. Bob Cummins, yay, got rid of the dudes and brought back the girl. Yeah, bro, it depends on which show you're watching. If you're watching Wayward Guns, you got me and the amazing Kate.
Yo.
If you're watching Mooncutters, it's a sports show. It's mostly dudes that watch sports, bruh.
I don't do well. I do sports, but I don't know how to talk specifically about it.
You might down the line for a pay-per-view preview episode see Kate come on for Mooncutters, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, I'll come in and I'll mess it up. So yeah, to stop myself there.
But anyways, we were getting ready to cover episode 8, Bugs, which is the last time we have to backtrack, at least for this spell. I'm not sure how it showed up on when I uploaded the last episode to Anchor. Or sorry, podcasts by Spotify now, because they've apparently merged, rebranded, what the hell ever. But it might show up out of order. I know you've already seen us cover episodes 9 and 10, those of you that watch on the stream. And then we'll back and I'm doing 7 and 8. So yeah, let's just dive right into this. And as always, I'm unprepared.
It's okay. I have just what I have.
This episode was awesome ish.
I mean, it was okay. Like, I love like Native American stories and all that kind of stuff, and because I mean, I'm not. There's no Native American in my blood at all, but I I uh, I honestly hate my people because we came and we stole the land. We deserve to be cursed. We deserve it.
Well, now, that's we're
I'm
getting
just
a little
saying.
political today, Kate.
Not.
Or are we just being woke?
We're just being woke.
Okay.
I mean, it's the truth. People don't want to see it, but think of if you had some land with your family, and someone just comes and takes it and kills and rapes your woman. I'm just saying. I think I'd be pretty pissed off. Send some curses off your way.
Remind me never to piss you off. Anyways, this episode aired November 8th, 2005. It was still on the WB at this time, I believe. I don't think the switch over to it being the CW had happened until going into season 3.
3, yeah.
Episode directed by Kim Manners, written or show creator, of course, is the legendary Eric Kripke. Story editors for this episode were Sarah Gamble and Ray L. Tucker, and this episode was written by Rachel Nave and Bill Coakley. Cast for this episode, as always, you got Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles as Sam and Dean Winchester, respectively. Guest stars here, you got Andrew Airley as Larry Pike, Carrie Genzel as Linda Bloom, Tyler Johnston as Matt Pike, Jim Burns as the professor, Anne Marie DeLuise as Joni Pike, Ryan Robbins as Travis Weaver, Jimmy Herman as Joe Whitetree, Mi Jung Lee as the anchorwoman, Michael Dangerfield as Dustin Burwash. No, I don't think he's related to Rodney because it's different spelling. And then we have uncredited appearances from an Anna Marie DeFelice and Jamie Schwanbeck.
I will put this out there. The one character, he will be seen again way down the line as a different character.
We've been noticing that a lot lately of people making reappearances as different characters. As
people who do.
As our wonderful guest from the Winchester Wiki pointed out when we were covering episode 10, apparently the guy that played the Wendigo also played a patient. Or wait, what episode was that? Episode 10. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was Asylum. The guy that played the Wendigo in episode 2 also played one of the patient spirits in episode 10 Asylum. So
oh shit, I didn't know that one. That's cool.
Yeah, we will definitely have to reach out to bring her back at some point here because she knew her shit, and I am drawing a complete blank on what her first name was.
I don't know if I caught it. I might have, but like it was once, and I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm sure I have it in the episode description on Spotify. I'll be right back. And then once I get that, we will jump into
also, this is not supernatural, but the one character in this that will come back.
Jules from the Winchester Wiki. Jesus Christ.
Jules, okay, yeah. But the one character is also in if you know the show, you know it. Letterkenny.
What?
Letterkenny.
Yes.
The meth heads, the leader.
Stewart, yes.
Stewart is the son in this episode.
What the fuck?
That's him.
And that's our one per episode.
Yep, that's him.
Wait, so the cute little kid in here plays the meth addict on Letterkenny.
And then he plays another character way back down the line.
Man, he must have had a rough childhood if that's what he turned into.
This thing, from his character in this one, that's when he went to the meth heads. I'm just kidding.
I mean, after the trauma he went through in this episode, it kind of explains it. Before we get going, I hope most of our fans that are wrestling fans have already watched WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I just have to.
I'm not using the word. No, I am. Fuck him. Roman Reigns. I'm mad. I'm so mad, man.
I think Kate's about ready to acknowledge her tribal chief.
The hell I
am. Sorry, we had another thing that was being briefly discussed during the build up to us launching tonight, but also to kill a little bit of time because we know this is going to be a shorter episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kate's still upset about WrestleMania weekend.
I like how the Uso brothers got taken out, so there's a evened out there, so that's okay. We'll take it.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it at this point with the episode summary.
Yep.
The cold open starts at a construction site in Oasis Plain, Oklahoma. They are building a cookie cutter community. There's a bit of rumbling as a worker falls through a hole. He is killed by a swarm of bugs. As they are building the construction, the one has his speaker playing Rock of Ages by Def Leppard. Not really sure what the tie-in is there, but great song, and it needed to be shouted out.
Mm.
The boys, or no, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the wrong part. Rock of Ages was not at the construction site.
I was gonna say.
The next scene after the opening credit, the boys are at a roadhouse. Dean is hustling pool. Sam is sitting at the side table reading the newspaper, trying to gain a lead. Over the jukebox in the roadhouse, we hear the instrumental to Rock of Ages, which makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
The boys then turn around and goes to visit Travis, who doesn't think it was a degeneration. So they go and examine the site. Travis was the partner of the construction worker that was killed. Sam looks into the hole that the construction worker fell through and finds a bunch of beetles. Anyways, they're driving through town and come across an open house for a new building, for new homes in the community. They decide there's no better way than to get to the bottom of this than to stop in at the barbecue and speak with some of the locals. The developer Larry's son is obsessed with bugs. You find out when he sets his pet tarantula Willard loose to try and scare some of the visitors. Now, I don't know why I didn't think to look this up sooner, but I know that name Willard comes. It jumps out at me for some reason.
Like,
hold on.
Charlotte's Web.
Oh yes, that was it.
My childhood showing.
Willard was a movie from 2003, which had just come out at this time.
Oh.
That was based on a guy's special connection with rats that he used to do a sociopathic bidding.
Oh.
It was actually a remake from a 1971 movie that starred Bruce Davison, Elsa Lanchester, and Sandra Locke. And of course, the legendary Ernest Borgnine.
You know, that's actually a character in DC, a girl who controls rats. I forget what her name is.
You're referencing the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie.
Yep. Well, I know she's actually a character. My cousin confirmed that. He's a nut on comics. He knows almost everything.
Well, the character used in that was more of a spin-off of the original Ratcatcher. But the one that comic book fans would be more familiar with would be actually the character of her father than her.
Yeah. Yes.
Who, yeah. Either way, now that we got to the bottom of what Willard was, the sales rep the female sales rep ended up being the next victim, and she was attacked by spiders while she was in the shower. The boys follow Larry's son, Matt, into the woods to talk about the deaths in the area. Sorry, that's going to bug me now. I got to go back and rewatch this episode now that you tell me that that's the same actor. Matt leads them to a forest alcove where bugs are all congregating. Dean finds while they're digging through the area trying to figure out why the bugs are all here, Dean finds an unmarked mass grave with multiple skeletons. At this point, Dean and Sam are like, all right, something's up. We need to get to the bottom of this. And what better way than to go to the local university? They are standing outside the the anthropology department, and this is where the bombshell episode that you were mentioning, or the bombshell moment that you were mentioning in the last episode, because you had your episodes wrong, happened, where Dean spills that John would check in on Sam while he was at Stanford and did care about Sam trying to build his own path and have a happy future. Anyways, the anthropology department had examined the bones and reveals that they were likely Native American, about 170 years old. The professor points them to the Yuchi tribe in Sapulpa. The boys filled the Native American elder, who tells them the legend of a slaughter by American cavalry of their tribe during the relocation effects during the 1800s.
Yeah.
And the legend that said the nature will rise up, and on the sixth night, no one will survive.
Yeah.
The boys go back to Larry to convince him to evacuate. He doesn't listen. He thinks they're out of their mind. And as he's telling them to get bent, the swarm arrives. They get trapped in the house. The bugs get in through the fireplace. And Dean, Sam, and Larry's family all hide in the attic. They do point out during the invasion, after hearing the on the sixth night part of the legend, they do piece together that the first killing of the construction worker had happened 5 days prior. So they're coming into the sixth night. Anyways, they're trapped in the house. The bugs get in through the fireplace. They hide in the attic. While they're up there, Dean is using a homemade flamethrower with a
light
bug spray and a Zippo.
Yeah.
When they get up to the attic and are fighting off, thinking that they're going to die, we see what has got to be the quickest sunrise in the history of cinema.
That bothers me every time.
Well, they survived. Larry promises to make sure no one ever lives or inhabits the land again. And the song "No One Like You" by the Scorpions plays as they drive away. No One Like You, which is very appropriate for this scene, because here's the music analysis. After the reveal earlier in the episode that John did care and did want what was best for Sammy, that he did check up on him while he was at Stanford and was hoping and rooting for his son to have a happy future, Sam is reevaluating his feelings towards his old man, and he's having a more positive light towards John, which is where the "no one like you" perfectly encompasses his new feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, even after killing time before going into the episode description, we are still only at 20 minutes.
Well, funny. This first curse, right on the head. Exactly. Exactly this episode.
And without missing a beat, Kate jumps right into her mythology for the week.
So, one of these first curses. There's 6 places that apparently are cursed. The curse of Charles Island, Milford, Connecticut. Europeans first noted the island in 1614. It was a summer destination for, I'm going to butcher the Native American names and stuff, so bear with me. It was summer destination for Ansatawa, chief of the local Pagus and Algonquin tribe. See, I told you, I'm fucking these up. Which historically controlled vast swaths of land in Connecticut. So, we go down here and it says Charles Deal, must have been the pioneer or somebody, would eventually buy the island, giving the land its name. But to the Pagussets, I'm butchering that, the island had spiritual significance. Look, where'd you go? Oh.
Sorry, I had to go get a towel.
Anyway, so this pioneer, Charles Deal, eventually buys the land, gives the land its name, but to the Pagussets, I can't say this, Paugussetts.
Type it in private chat. Type it out in private chat so I can.
This is why I'm going to be terrible at nursing school.
Pagussets.
Okay. Pagussets. There we go. The island has spiritual significance. Local history says that after the Europeans elbowed the tribe off the land, which that's just softly saying that, we don't know, the Pagussets put a curse on anyone who tried to build on it. And up to today, no structure has survived on the island very long. So, right on the head for the episode we are in. But it goes on. I looked at different other, people know that there's all kinds of different curses in history from Native Americans and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of stories. Or even pirates here. The island also received 2 more curses. One came from the pirate William Kidd, which most
Whitebeard.
Yeah, I think that's who he was, William Kidd.
It was either Whitebeard or Blackbeard.
No, he wasn't Blackbeard. That's not Blackbeard. Oh God, I forget what his name is. It'll come to me. Who buried stolen treasure there in 1699. Authorities then dug it up and arrested him. Kidd cursed anyone who took his treasure.
Oh no, Captain Kidd.
Captain there, that's it. But well-known story about a well-known pirate. And Charles Island was cursed once more by a group of 5 sailors who hid gold they had stolen from Mexican Emperor Guatemozin. He cursed the thieves who took his gold and the gold as well.
Man, I'm looking at how big of a name. I knew the name William Kidd as soon as you said it, and looking up at the fact that he's listed as one of the most famous pirates in history.
I was gonna say that his name is so well known.
He's right up there with Jack Sparrow and Luffy.
Actually, William Kidd, he's in the history. Like if we took history classes,
yes.
I remember he's mentioned. He's a real history buff. Whatever.
I know a lot of them, like Whitebeard, Blackbeard, Redbeard the pirate, and some of them are very questionable as to who they actually were.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And some of them are, did this person actually exist? Was this person real? William Kidd is a 100% bona fide, glorified historical pirate. On this one, he was commissioned as a privateer and had experience as a pirate. In Scotland, he was tried and executed in London in the year 1701 for murder and piracy. He had captured a French ship commanded by an English captain as a prize. He was the captain of the Adventure Galley.
Oh, there you go. History on pirates. You know, you think it's all cool, like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's not all that cool, but I mean, it's fun. It's fun going on and listening to the history of that.
Until you get to the current day Somali pirates, those fuckers are scary.
Somali pirates? What?
You don't remember that a couple years ago?
No. Joey Crash?
Yeah, I'm looking to see what that is. I have no clue, but Jocelyn Meepers is a co-worker of mine from when I was still working at Hula Hands in Mount Leb.
Hula Hands!
Also a four-time former roommate of mine.
So okay.
Oh, she was tagging Joey, or it. Okay.
Oh.
I guess this is something he'd be interested in watching. Got it.
All right, so that was the first one. Like I said, there's 6 here. The next one is Saco Curse, Saco, Maine. If I'm saying that right. Saco. This one, for years, Mainers wouldn't go near the Saco River because of an old Native American curse. The Saco, one of Maine's largest rivers, starts in the White Mountains and empties into the ocean of Bidford Pool. The Secocas people lived near the mouth of the Saco. It's probably Saco. I don't know. In 1631, English colonists began settling a town called Winter Harbor, which is later Saco, whatever, in the Secocas territory, under the leadership of the great I can't speak. Squandro. The native and the colonists lived side by side in peace. That peaceful coexistence ended in the summer of 1675. The Secocas were summering on what is now Factory Island in the river. An English ship anchored in the mouth of the river. 3 sailors decided to launch a rowboat and explore the island. There they found Squandro's wife and infant son in a canoe. I read this. This is fucked up. The sailors decided to test a belief that Indian babies were born knowing how to swim. And they threw the baby into the river. According to one version of the story, his wife dove in, saved the baby, but he died soon afterward. According to another, both wife and child drowned. According to the third, Squandro also lost his unborn baby in the tragedy. So he mourned for 3 days. Then he issued his curse. He commanded the spirits of the river to take the lives of 3 white men a year until they left the shores of the Saco. He also vowed revenge on the English. Boom. There you go.
Wow. Sounds like a real historical badass.
Yeah. Here we go. This is why my life sucks. I mean, I'm part English, so somewhere in my line.
I mean, yeah, as am I.
I mean, most of us are, so that might be why we're so screwed.
Anyways, did you have anything else, or were we ready for my stretch of a tie-in?
I mean, it just goes on. There's 3 or 4 more different curses, but it shows you that these are real live curses according to peoples.
I couldn't really think of anything on this one, and I've been like playing in my back of my mind for like the past couple weeks. So it's a one for tonight is going to be a stretch, but if we're talking about in other media, we're going off of the fact that it was cursed land from a Native American burial site that caused the series of killings. So, without further ado, we're going to tie in, I believe, for the first time doing Wayward Guns. 10 episodes in, we are going to tie into the king of horror himself, Stephen King. I know it's a stretch because it's not reanimated zombie animals
That it's
killing
cursed.
people.
Is it? I'm trying to remember if they said how that land is cursed. Was it Native American?
Yes, it was a Native American burial ground.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember. And I came back.
That the local teenagers were burying local roadkill in their own little pet cemetery. That once the pet cemetery encroached upon the Native American burial ground is when the pet cemetery became cursed and they started coming back. But either way, it's don't. We've already said that we definitely have to have the explicit tag on this episode, so whatever. But if you want to avoid bad shit happening, don't fuck with Native American burial sites.
It's weird though. I mean, not everywhere is Native American burial sites, but again, this was Native Americans' land. All of America. All of America. So Native Americans died all over the place. So I feel like the land is just cursed. America's just cursed. And it makes sense. It makes sense.
Man, I feel like the longer this episode goes on, we're about to see Kate take off the head bandana and put on a headpiece or a headdress.
I'm just saying. I mean, like, I don't know who else can see this. I'm just like, it's science. It's not science. It's history. It's history. We came and stole land. This was not ours. But just don't mess with a Native American. Just don't mess with them.
Man, Kate's coming at us with like an exceptionally defensive and strong here tonight. I wonder if this is from some residual guilt from her Halloween costume a couple years ago when she went as Pocahontas.
When did I do Pocahontas?
Just fucking with you.
Oh. I was like, I didn't do Pocahontas since I was way little. And I mean, I didn't know better.
You did it. You just
I didn't know better then. I was like freaking 7.
Oh, wow. That was great. I wasn't thinking you were going to actually say, yeah, wait, no, I did do it.
Listen, Pocahontas was one of my favorite Disney characters.
Trying to think if I had to pick a single favorite Disney character. Probably Milo.
That's very you. I mean, she's one of my Pocahontas was one of mine, but all in all.
But that's also, I have not seen a Disney movie. The last Disney movie that came out that I think I've actually seen was The Incredibles. So
yeah,
because I have I have heard Let It Go so many times that the concept of that when it comes to the concept of watching that damn movie, I've already let it go.
Listen here. There's a third one coming out.
Well, apparently they're getting ready for Toy Story 5 too.
Why? They just took that and ran with that way too much. Stick with like the first and second. I wasn't into the third too much. The first and second. Come on. Lame.
Well, which one was it where they were basically fighting against the Nazis?
What?
Which one was it where it was like the whole Nazi imagery with the whole that penguin, the evil penguin?
Oh, I don't know because I didn't watch that. So that must be 4. Yeah, I didn't even know there was more out there after the one with the teddy bear. And I didn't even watch the whole part of that movie.
I mean, I feel like they're going to keep making. They're going to keep making Toy Story movies, and eventually, it's going to lead to Toy Story with Andy in the nursing home, and it's the freaking horn and freaking backup mirror on his walker.
That or they're gonna, they're making all them live now.
I'm just gonna say this. Hopefully, Andy never hits puberty, or these movies are gonna get real awkward.
Well, he did. He went to college in the one.
Well, then it's a miracle that we've avoided the spinoff, Sex Toy Story.
Yeah, no, because Andy's toys go. Because I remember this was in the second at the end. Andy gives his toys to a little girl in the neighborhood, I think, or something like that. So Andy's out of the picture. It's just little girl now. Business little girl.
Okay.
Yeah. Which that I said there and then I was like, they should have just left it at that. Andy was the biggest part of Toy Story, and you went and man.
All right. Well, it's time to update the next card on the bracket, the Skirt Magnet scorecard. And given that neither Dam nor Sam, given that neither Dean nor given that neither Dean nor Sam is a Catholic preacher, I think we can both definitely agree that this is a score for no skirts.
No score. Jesus.
I swear to God, I need to not do these episodes. Freaking when I need to be more focused, and we need to get on to keep this momentum going to keep these weekly, because if we get another month and a half, 2 month break between the time I actually watch the episode and the time we record again, I think I might end up being the one that gets us canceled. Which would be a shock, because I fully expected it to be you, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
No, never. Would not be me.
All right, favorite scenes?
I don't know. I think I mentioned it already, but the one where Dean basically tells Sam his father did visit him and wanted to make sure he was safe and happy, I guess.
Yeah. Excuse me again. I half expected you to pull a swerve and change it on me since we discussed this last week, but the big reveal about John had actually checked up on Sammy at Stanford and had been supportive of him doing his own thing, and just the oh shit, I screwed up facial reaction that you saw from Sam in that scene definitely took the cake for me.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard. Like we learn more about their fight later, but
now I'm gonna say I think this might be the episode where I finally give an episode a worse rating than you.
Really?
Because we're gonna hit the 7 Circles of Hell rating scale, and I'm gonna go first for once. I usually let ladies go first, but given that this doesn't build towards anything, that there's no real that the cheesiness of the 2-second sunrise, and the fact that
fucking sunrise, man.
This is not an episode that I would ever think of showing a non-fan of Supernatural to get them into the show. I'm going to put this at 2.5.
Yeah, I'm going with 3. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 3.
She gives a score and not even a justification. Okay, that's that bad.
It's honestly, I've said it before already, we have loads, plethora of episodes, and there are going to be so many you're going to hate. So many.
With the beginning of season 4 on. Got it.
Shut up! That's just the start of the juiciness right there. That is the juicy starting to sit in. No, I mean, down the line, it will die down a little bit. That's why people were like, stop watching it. It's like, okay, yeah, it's not as, like, first, like, well, like, the apocalypse that starts. But anyways, there's, like, 5 of them. But it gets kind of meh with a lot of episodes. So you're probably going to be like, why did we even watch this episode? That was terrible. There's going to be a lot of those. Lots and lots of them.
I mean, I kind of felt that way about episode 8.
Episode 8. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does. And especially, again, like I've said before, as Sam and Dean's characters change and grow, things go differently. They're not the same as what we're seeing right now. They absolutely are not. They change into some different, their characters just change.
Well, I look forward to seeing that part of it at least. Oh,
Yeah.
and to finally give you the answer, earlier in the episode when you were doing your mythology segment and you looked up and said, "Where'd you go?"
Oh, yeah.
I said I had to grab a towel because I kind of hadn't had one of those, what seems to be the officer problem. I swear to drunk I'm not God moments. Because I somehow smacked the open Miller Lite can right off of my nightstand.
Nice.
And if you want to talk about cursed land, I think my house is cursed because no matter how much I keep bringing in here, the Miller Lite keeps disappearing.
Yeah. It's a little leprechauns. It's a fairy.
I mean, if you consider
Fight the
260
fairies,
pounds,
Sam! Fight the
you could-
fairies!
I mean, if you were talking about little leprechauns, if you consider 260 pounds little, okay.
Not so much.
I mean, the beard's starting to the beard's starting to look pretty leprechaunish.
You're getting there. But yeah. I'll
anyway,
tell y'all. I'll tell you guys. What is it? I think it's season 9. I get it.
okay.
Season 8, 9, 10. Somewhere in there is a creature. Badass. Don't get me wrong. And the way they bring him in is pretty cool. But that season, I hate the whole thing. Whole entire season. Oh my God. So I'm just telling you, you might love it. Yeah.
I don't know. It seems to be the trend. If it's something you generally really get hyped about, I tend to hate.
That's what I'm saying.
And vice versa. So I might dig it.
I don't know. You might hate it too, which I'll be like, listen, that's why. You see that. This character, man, this character. But see, if you like Roman Reigns, you're going to like this character.
I mean, no.
Mm.
This is a segment that's going to go over to Mooncutters with the pay-per-view preview episodes, but I don't necessarily like Roman Reigns. I'm waiting for him to lose the belt. I'm getting sick of the bloodline storyline myself. My problem is with WWE storytelling right now. They have invested way too much time, way too much writing, way too much build towards the guy that should and the guy that I honestly believe is going to be the one to beat Roman for the belts. At this point they've invested too much into it that if it's anybody but this certain individual, I'm going to be pissed because they wasted our time for 3 years.
What if it wasn't that, but this character? How about what if, because he's the OG, well, he's not the beginning, I don't think, but if he would come back, if he would for just a minute, just
Are
The
we talking
Rock from
Supernat? Oh,
The Rock comes in and slams his cousin to the ground like, who do you think you are in here? Tribal chief? Ha! Okay. Boom.
between
No.
Hollywood and the XFL, The Rock's got too much time. The
I
Rock's got too
know.
much on his plate for a
I
WWE
know. But
comeback.
if he would, just for like that moment, just to be the one that comes in, puts him in his place, and then it just goes from there. And then it turns into Roman wanting to be better. Maybe he's still an asshole, but he's better because he's like, I disrespected my family, basically, or some shit like that. I think that would be cool.
The only thing I will say that with how much that The Rock already has on his plate is, thank God, apparently he's finally apparently buying the XFL, and his Hollywood career has made him forget about wanting to run for president. Thank God.
I don't know. Well, Kane's a mayor.
Yeah, and you just found this out last week.
I know. Well, how about he runs for president? Boom. I'd like to see that.
I don't know what his numbers are looking like down in Knox County at this current point.
True.
But either way, we're going down a quick rabbit. We're quickly starting to go down a rabbit hole. I don't want to. Let's not go political.
Yeah.
We can have this discussion after we go off the air.
Oh no, I'm just like, whatever.
To the Wayward Guns fans, as much of the goldfish moments as we've had on here with tonight, see, this is what happens when we get to an episode that doesn't build towards anything and doesn't really mean much to the overall storyline and doesn't really have much to discuss. This is us just trying to kill time to entertain you.
Pretty much.
And
let me tell you, laundry.
And let me tell you, Kate, you had me worried for a second.
Why?
When you sat back and were like, "Let me tell you guys," I thought you were getting, you were trying to get payback with embarrassing stories for last week.
Oh no.
Which is why when you said about season 7, season 8, I'm like, oh, thank God.
No, yeah,
But off the top of my head, I really can't think of anything that I've ever done that would warrant an embarrassing story.
Not really.
Usually it's either something I've done that's gotten you good, or yeah, the haunted house for your what was it, 27th birthday?
Was it? I don't remember. We're in the 30s now, and I'm like, I barely remember this. Hold on a minute.
And then a freaking outdoor wrestling, and then after the haunted house before the haunted house, going to a wrestling event where I had to referee the whole damn card.
Oh my God! And then I got sick. Remember that? Well, it was heat exhaustion.
Yeah, you want to talk heat exhaustion? Try doing what I did that day, because it was an outdoor show and it was like 84 degrees out, and it was humid as shit because we were right next to the Ohio River.
There it is.
There were supposed to be 3 referees that showed up to run this event, and I'm the only one that did.
Season 7. Season 7 is the season I hate.
All right, I'm really looking forward to season 7. If I can force my way through seasons 4, 5, and 6 to get there.
Well, you're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
I mean, once
once it gets to like the good, again, the first apocalypse, OG apocalypse, one that is a storyline from the Bible that could happen depending on what you believe in. But
well, let's not give too much of a spoiler, because
I know
I never watched that far into it.
There are like 4 or 5 like apocalypses in general through the whole entire seasons. It's just gonna say.
All right. Anyways, at this point, we've killed enough time. Make sure you're following the show on Twitter at Wayward Guns. You can follow us on Facebook or on on Facebook. There's the Running Force Productions Facebook page, but I digress. I've been slacking. There's not much updated on there. The big ones to follow us at is if you want to help us grow and get to the point where I have more time to focus on updating all the socials, up here above Kate's head, the Running Force Productions logo. Search Running Force Productions on YouTube, spelled as you see on screen, with Running Force being one word. When you find that logo, that's the right channel. Please like, subscribe, follow, whatever. Allow notifications so that you can see upcoming episodes of Wayward Guns Rewatch, Mooncutter Sportscast, and the new show that's getting launched this week at some point. I just got to talk to him and figure out what day we're doing it. But you'll be able to see the debut of Cranking It Out with Moon and Slice. It's going to be... You think Kate and I bust each other's balls a lot? You ain't seen nothing yet. You can follow me at TJE Joker. That's TJEGEOCUR. As you see on screen, you can follow Kate at
Shaylee Carl.
Yeah, as it's seen on screen, just put the @ sign before it.
Oh yeah.
She'll fix that for next episode.
It's self-explanatory when you go on Twitter and you find a name. It's at
As she's barking at me like a chihuahua for saying that.
Not a chihuahua. Holy Jesus. Take the wheel. I would never be a chihuahua.
All right, maybe Doberman Pinscher, because she thinks she's a Rottweiler, but she ain't that big.
Get out. Get out. I'm like a pit bull. Because everybody thinks pit bulls are all mean. But they're not all mean.
Lyra, come here.
The pit bulls are just...
Lyra.
Well, I'm not really a dog. I'm a cat anyway, so, yeah. I'm basically a cat in human body, I swear to God.
Lyra. Of course, she's ignoring me because my sister and the kids are in the living room. Which is why I'm back in the bedroom recording tonight. But either way. Otherwise, we'll be back next week to jump ahead to episode 11. I believe that episode is titled Scarecrow.
Oh,
I've not. Kate looks like she's extremely excited about that episode, so we'll see.
The starting of some stuff. So we'll see. So,
otherwise, until next week, guys. This is Geoffrey
and Kate.
Signing off as soon as I can find the link. Here we go. Still not working.